She receives expensive jewelry from her rich fiancé, but she immediately gives it away to strangers on the street. Her fiancé's friends watch in shock. "She's crazy," one whispers. "Why marry him if she doesn't want his money?" The woman hands a diamond necklace to a homeless mother. Her fiancé's family is furious. "She's embarrassing us," his sister snaps. "She's clearly after something bigger." At their engagement party, the woman gives away her designer dress to a young waitress who admired it. The guests gossip loudly. "Gold digger! She's planning to rob him blind after marriage." The rich man's mother confronts her. "Stop this act. We know you only want our money." "You're right. I do want something from your family." Everyone gasps. Finally, the truth. "I want to see if you'll love me when I have nothing. These gifts mean nothing, but your son still chooses me every day, even when I give everything away." The room falls silent. "I was born into wealth too. My family lost everything, but I learned what truly matters. Your son sees my heart, not my bank account." The fiancé takes her hand, smiling. "That's why I love you." An old woman was hurt and scared. "Please help me get home." The delivery driver carried her bags and walked her slowly to the door, but this made her 30 minutes late. Her mean boss was waiting. "You're fired," he yelled. "I don't care about excuses. You cost us money," the driver cried. "I was just helping someone." But the boss didn't listen. "Pack your things and leave. You're done." Other workers watched sadly. They knew her was the kindest person there. She always helped everyone, but nobody spoke up. They were too scared of the boss. The woman cleaned out her locker with tears in her eyes. She had 3 kids to feed. How would she tell them? The next morning, the boss got a phone call. "This is Mrs. Peterson, the company owner. I want to see you now." When the boss arrived, he saw the old woman from yesterday sitting in the big chair. His face went white. "This is my mother," Mrs. Peterson said. "Yesterday, a wonderful young lady helped her when she fell, but you fired her for being kind?" The boss tried to speak, but she continued. "You're fired. The young lady is your replacement. We need people with hearts, not just clocks." A young woman sat at a coffee shop on her lunch break. She saw a man at the next table close his eyes and pray before eating. The woman laughed out loud. "Are you seriously praying right now? That's so embarrassing. God won't pay your bills or make you successful." The man smiled gently. "My faith gives me peace and hope." The woman rolled her eyes. "Yeah, okay. Keep praying while I go make real money." She grabbed her bag and walked away. Her co-worker whispered, "Maybe don't judge him." But the woman ignored her friend. A week later, the woman met a rich businessman at a party. He wore an expensive watch and drove a fancy car. Finally, someone who gets it. No praying, just working hard, she thought. They went on a date. At dinner, the businessman yelled at the waiter for bringing wrong food. "You're an idiot. Do your job, right?" The woman felt uncomfortable. "Are you always this mean?" She left before dessert ended. 2 weeks later, she met a famous lawyer. He was handsome and smart. They talked about success and money. "This is perfect," she told her friend. "He's nothing like that praying guy." On their second date, the lawyer spent the whole time on his phone. He ignored her completely. "Can you please pay attention to me?" she asked. "I'm busy making deals. This is more important," he said coldly. The woman went home alone again. A month passed. She met a doctor who seemed perfect, rich, successful, and confident. On their first date, he bragged about himself the entire time. "I'm the best doctor in the city. I make so much money. Everyone wants to be me." The woman tried to speak, but he never listened. "Do you even care what I think?" she finally asked. "Not really. I already know everything," he replied. The woman stood up and left. Her friend called her. "You're looking for perfect, but you're finding empty." The woman hung up, frustrated. 6 months later, the woman walked past a new restaurant. Through the window, she saw the praying man from the coffee shop. But now he looked different. He wore a nice suit and smiled with joy. A beautiful woman sat across from him, holding his hand. The woman outside ran in and walked to their table. "Hey, I remember you. Wow, you look so successful now. What happened?" The man smiled. "I kept my faith. I prayed, worked hard, and trusted God's plan. This is my wife. We met at church." His wife added, "He's the kindest man I ever met. His faith taught him to love others." The woman outside felt her heart sink. I'm happy for you," the man gently said. "When you mock faith, you miss the peace and blessings that come with it. Success means nothing without faith and love in your heart." The woman walked outside alone, watching them laugh together through the window. She finally understood what she had been missing all along. Drop a heart if you believe faith in God brings the greatest blessings in life. "I was walking with my daughter when we saw an old man sitting on the sidewalk. He held out a cup, asking for help. My daughter started laughing. 'Dad, why doesn't he just get a job?' I felt my face burn with shame. Later that day, I took my daughter to visit her grandfather. My father was sitting outside. His clothes were old, his hands rough from years of work. My daughter ran to hug him. 'Grandpa, we saw a homeless man today. I told him to get a job.' job." My father's smile disappeared. He looked at her with sad eyes. "Princess, 20 years ago, I was that man." My daughter's eyes widened. "But how? You have a home." "I lost everything once. Your father was just a boy. Then one day, a stranger gave me food and helped me find work again. That stranger saw me as a human, not just a homeless man." I watched as tears filled my daughter's eyes. "Can we go back and help him, Dad?" The next day, we returned with food and warm clothes. The old man cried when my daughter apologized. "Everyone deserves kindness," she told him. "Even when life is hard, drop a heart if you agree." A rich woman was having a party at her mansion. She saw an old, rusty car park outside. "Who brought that ugly car to my party?" she yelled. "Get it out of here." The driver, an old man in simple clothes, walked up to her. "I'm sorry," he said. "I was invited." "By who?" She laughed. "The gardener? You don't belong here with your cheap car." Everyone watched as she pointed at his car. "That thing is worth less than my shoes." The old man nodded quietly and started to leave. Just then, her husband ran outside. "Wait, John, where are you going?" her husband called. "You know this man?" the woman asked, confused. "Of course I do. This is John Parker. He's the reason we have this house," her husband said. "What?" The woman turned pale. "John gave me my first job when I had nothing. He owns 20 companies but drives that old car because it was his father's. He came to sign papers to make you the new head of the children's charity." The woman stood frozen. I didn't know." "True wealth isn't shown in what you own," the old man said kindly. "It's shown in how you treat others." The woman learned that day that kindness matters more than money. Drop a heart and subscribe. I asked Dana to marry me. I knelt down with a ring. She hesitated, but then she said yes. Our friends cheered, but her parents only gave us small, fake smiles. Months passed, and we planned our wedding, but Dana started acting distant. She got annoyed over small things. When I asked her about flowers, she sighed. "Can't you just let me be?" Her parents were strange, too. One day, her mom asked, "Do you really have to get married?" Her dad just shook his head and said, "Good luck." I didn't understand why. Then one night, I came home from work, and Dana was standing by the door with her suitcase. "I lied to you," she said. "I'm not bisexual. I'm a lesbian. I can't marry you. I don't want to fight. Just let me go." Then she left. I felt like the floor disappeared under me. I waited for someone to call, to ask if I was okay, but no one did. Not Dana, not her parents, not even our friends. I felt lost. Therefore, I stopped eating, stopped sleeping. I was in the hospital 3 times. Dana became a hero for finding herself. People cheered for her bravery. But what about me? I was alone. One day, I saw a sad stranger on a park bench. I sat beside him and asked, "Are you okay?" He shook his head. "I've been there too," I said. At that moment, I suddenly understood. I had been waiting for others to care, waiting for the world to give me an answer, but the world won't give me an answer. I have to step out and find it myself. I was dating Anne, the girl I thought was my everything. Last week, she invited me to a party thrown by her coworker, Joe. Joe was charismatic, an amateur musician with a thriving YouTube channel. I could see they had so much in common, especially their love for music. As the night wore on, it seemed like Anne wanted to connect with Joe more than me. Then Joe approached me, suggesting an after-party. But when he added, "Sorry, man, only Anne is invited," I felt the ground shift beneath me. I texted Anne immediately. She replied she was on her way to Joe's. I asked if she knew I wasn't invited. She left me on read. I stayed up all night. At 5:42 a.m., I saw Joe's car. Anne waved and laughed with him. When she walked in, I confronted her. "We're done. You have until the end of the day to move out." She rolled her eyes, insisting nothing happened and that I was just being insecure. After a long argument, she sarcastically thanked me for wasting the best years of her life. Anne moved out yesterday, claiming I threw everything away over a party. But was it just a party? Or was it a sign of deeper betrayal? "Why is this food so bland? Are you trying to poison us?" The old woman apologized softly. "I'm sorry, dear. My hands are shaky now." "Excuses? You're useless," the daughter-in-law yelled, throwing the plate on the floor. "Clean this mess up right now." The woman's son walked in and saw his mother on her knees, picking up broken pieces. "Mom, what happened?" His wife quickly complained. "Your mother made terrible food again. She's becoming a burden." The son sighed. "Mom, maybe it's time you moved to that nursing home we discussed." Tears filled the old woman's eyes. "Please, son, I raised you alone after your father died. I worked 3 jobs to pay for your school. That was your job as a mother," the daughter-in-law snapped. "Now you're just taking up space." The son stayed silent, avoiding his mother's pleading eyes. Suddenly, a knock at the door interrupted them. A well-dressed man entered with documents. "Mrs. Johnson, I'm from the bank. Your monthly transfer of $50,000 has been processed to your son's account as usual." The room went quiet. The banker continued. "Your late husband's estate generates this income, and you've been sending it all to your son for 20 years. The son's face went pale. His wife's jaw dropped. The old woman stood up with dignity. "Pack my bags. I'm going to my sister's house, and cancel all future transfers."